All right, hello and welcome to the Steins episodic review, episode 18. My voice is going and it's still tired from the last ones we did. So we got Ferris to undo her D-mail. The goal is to obtain the IBN 5100, or rather re-obtain it. It was never at the shrine. Now after reversing Ferris's, it does get to the shrine, but 1 year ago it was taken. So we gotta reobtain it, reverse more D-mails, get them all undone. So Okabe talks it up with Ruka. Ruka is a dude, but not on this timeline. He talks to her, explaining that she was a complicated topic, but explaining to her that she was indeed a dude before, and Ruka gets all emotional and cries. Okabe might have picked the wrong time of the month to tackle this one. He asks her to essentially give up being a girl for Mayuri's sake. Very weird demand. Hey, I want you to give up being a girl. Yeah, that's gonna be convincing and great. And oh goodness, Okabe, what you have went through, all these world lines, goodness. We get to 2010-8-13 at 15:31. Makise tries to bond a bit with Okabe. Mayuri arrives mad that Okabe upset Ruka. That he essentially called her a dude. How offensive, and wills for him to apologize to her. Makise, upon hearing this, gets teed off and angered at Okabe as well. So they drag him along to explain things to her, or whatever the case. Ruka's the next, or wait, what is it? Okabe drags Makise off to the side and explains the whole deal, everything. Reveals Ruka is the next D-mail that they have to undo. She has disbelief she is a dude, for she's so feminine. Maybe Ruka needs to hit the gym more. I don't know. Yeah, Makise. She's a dude, but not in this world line. Okabe explains to save Mayuri, they must undo Ruka's D-mail. Makise explains he knows what it said this time, but he needs the pager number to reverse it without Ruka's wishes. He recalls her thinking he was merely joking with her, hoping such, but tells him he can take things too far. Makise reveals to Okabe that Ruka's in love with him. Great. And demands he have proper respect for her and towards her. Ruka invites Okabe to the Akihabara shrine, and he apologizes and or she apologizes and has a favor. She does believe Okabe and agrees to become a boy again upon one demand. Yeah, it's quite a biggie. She will become a boy again and undo the D-mail if Okabe will become her boyfriend. I went for that, but I got the glasses. She's a dude. Not in this world line, but nonetheless, kind of weird, and not the, on a non-anime basis, not the best thing in the show, in my opinion. It does give it a bit of comedy, but and she reveals she is madly in love with him. Great. And she wants to be with him for but one day. One day being boyfriend and girlfriend. Okabe ponders things, thinking she's a dude. She gets all emotional and cries again. Oh, good gravy. Okabe, with everything else, Okabe has to agree to it. He agrees. Oh boy, Okabe better not fall for her here. Okabe gets dating advice from Makise and dines with Makise as well. So Ferris thinks Okabe is dating Makise. Makise blushes. Is this auto-corrected again? Dang it. Did it put Makise for Ruka here? Trying to discern it. Ferris mentions he chases women with his special technique. Okay, so it's not. This is the real case. He chases women with his special technique. Makise asks about it. Says Ruka would love to see such. Then she goes all defensive. Okabe trolls her for her words, and Makise is defensive yet again. And then we get a Daro hentai moment. And just at this point, it's just so much favor and love for the Okabe Makise interactions. It's gold. It really is. It's great stuff. Okabe preps for his date, gets all dressed up, fancied up, maybe some perfume. Okabe claims he's dedicated to science, not women. Makise calls him a virgin. Then Okabe asks her if she is too. She hesitates. Okabe continues on the offensive. She gets defensive very suddenly, splurts out statements, says she is indeed a virgin, and out of just sheer anger at Okabe. So she accidentally spilled the beans, and that makes things very awkward in the lab there. She did not mean to give up that info, but he verbally was on the offensive, and she just should have stayed quiet, but she threw that out there. So we get Darwin as 2D women. Makise gives Okabe dating advice, dinner choice being vital. He chooses the May Queen. Okabe and Makise do some trolling. Daru, you hentai. And failure with dating advice was funny stuff. Makise shopped for Okabe's outfit, fixes his tie. Dinner talk failures. Wait. No. I skipped again, dang it. So there's some Okabe Makise stuff, She picked out his outfit, fixed his tie, spruce him up. Very interesting to me. Makise follows Okabe on the date to help him out along with Daru. They are just giving him as much support as possible. They kind of date stalk them. Okabe arrives 15 minutes early to date with Ruka. It's the best thing to do is arrive early. You never know what could happen to cause you to be late, or you definitely don't want the girl waiting there. Holy moly. No. Okabe is trying to do all the right things, but is failing and failing and failing on his date. And then there's diner talk failures. I think that's Magise and Daru about it. August 14. Stuff like Okabe I think not being on the side closer to the road, and then he spazzes out to get there once a car approaches. He's just really a spaz, and then he got helped up by a different chick and accepted a whatever napkin cloth thing from her. Like, what the heck, man? He's just all over the board. He is not very good at dates. Maybe considering what he knows about the other world line is really throwing him. I mean, you know, I think we can all relate to that. Oh, good grief. I don't know how you'd get through it. Oh boy. But to save a life, it would be worth it. So you could manage. Could definitely manage. Daru and Makise hate on Okabe's talking skills at the restaurant to Ruka. And Ruka is worried if Okabe is distracted or dislikes the date, that he's not enjoying himself, so that she's essentially dragging him through the mud against his will. Mayuri notices Ruka and being on whatever date, doesn't recognize Okabe. Okabe and Ruka walk. She asks of the first time they met. Paparazzi were at her, and he jumped in to protect her. So she cried over them, thinking she was a dude. Okabe told her that her appearance is whatever the case, they're dumb, and she is beyond her appearance, essentially, which non-anime base I don't agree with, but nonetheless we'll just keep it to the anime basis. So they try and with her type of story arc, they kind of go with the transgender type of point, or teaching rather, outside of an anime basis, dislike, but on an anime basis it's just for a little bit of comedy to utilize in here, so I don't mind it on an anime basis. But anyhow, so he's just comforting her and all that. And Ruka recalls other world lines too. Okabe picks up on it. It's similar to Ferris, and the memories are reaching across world lines. Ruka thanks Okabe, cries, gets all emotional, and it meant a lot to have a boyfriend for a day. And she gives him her mother's pager number and runs off. Completely sad. That just does not feel like a proper send-off for something like that. It just doesn't seem like a good end. You don't want it to end like that. You want them to be more okay with things. Makise and Daru prep Ruka's D-mail. Mayuri reveals she saw Ruka on a date with a dude. Daru says it was Okabe. She says, no way it could be him. His clothes were all, how they were, fancy, spruced up. Unlike Okabe, very different. Okabe would, it was clothes that Okabe wouldn't wear, and it was gentlemanlike. Okabe ponders he was not himself, calls his date still on, and acts his normal self to Ruka once again. So he kind of reestablishes things. He wants it to continue a bit. Then we get another transgender statement. Gender roles not matter, but chemistry. Once again, anime basis or not, very different how I would critique that. Ruka is pleased for his normal self being on display now rather than how things were before with the awkward, weird date. Okabe trains her with her sword yet again, so everything, he kind of just goes back to normal with her. Mayuri enjoys seeing it. Ruka wants Okabe to save Mayuri. Ruka gives Okabe the some info on the IBM 5100. They had a PC from the 70s, but while cleaning the Akihabara shrine, she broke it. And I remember someone said something funny about that that it was jokingly sexist or something. And that's just funny. Girl cleaning breaks it. You know, whatever the case, it fell. So this and that, we get another tidbit of information about this particular world line of what happened to the IBM 5100 and why things need to be different. So if he was a dude, he wouldn't be cleaning. Oh, man. Okay. Or whatever the case that funny bit was. I don't know what people said about it, but it was funny to read. Ruka thanks Okabe for training with her and gets all emotional and cries again. Ruka hugs Okabe, doesn't want to be a boy, for she'll have to bury her feelings for Okabe again. Due to dude society type stuff. Definitely not being the norm. And she wants to remember today, which will make her content with things forever. So it kind of hints that even on the other world lines, with her being a dude, with Ruka being a dude, still kind of digging Okabe. Once again, anime basis or not, I would have a totally different critique type of a deal, but anime basis, I don't care. I just want to enjoy the show. So they just kind of are putting a little bit of this and that in there. So it is what it is. Where are we now? I lost it. And Ruka wants to remember today. Ruka doubts why she became a girl. It only hurt herself in the process emotionally. I'm not gonna get into some things there, but there are some things to research with that kind of a thing, transgender type stuff. But nonetheless, let's just continue. This is anime basis. We're not getting into this or that or politics here. Okabe tells her it's not what she is, but who she is that counts. Here we go again. They're trying to put certain messages in here with all the Ruka stuff. I don't agree with probably any of it, but nonetheless, we're just dealing with anime basis. Ruka's final wish, the conclusion here, is for Okabe to remember when she was a girl and not to quiet, and for Ruka not to remember her being dude, rather her being girl. That is her wish. And all these things, now she's okay with things and peaceful about it. We get an El Sai Kanguru. Okabe sends the D-mail, which reverses Ruka's D-mail. The divergence number switches to 0.523307. Okabe asks if Ruka digs him, rather bluntly, now that Ruka is once again a dude, and he blushes and denies it. Ruka is a dude, very feminine, but a dude. Nonetheless, Okabe ponders he needs to undo one more D-mail. So it wasn't 3 before, it was 2, so now it's 1. Moeka's is the only one left now. So they didn't know what Ferris sent. They knew what Ruka sent, and they don't know what Moeka sent. Okay. And what's the deal with everything on this world line? Good grief. Anyhow, that's where things end off. This was the Ruka episode. Really well done with the writing to have it where the first half, the things with the first half, the events, have to be undone. So you kind of get episode by episode, character by character, content type of a deal. So we gotta wait till next time to do another bit of these reviews. Josh Stomach, no talking. I do the talking around here. All right. So that's where we end off. Favorite moment? Oh man, hard to find, I guess. I have no idea. Probably all this stuff with Okabe on the date being awkward, him being awkward and totally inconsistent and weird and off center and just totally not him, and all his left field, right field type stuff, him spazzing about this and that, and being horrible at the date. I'll put that as my favorite moment. But the information about the IBM 5100 on that other world line was also interesting. So they didn't get into the case now. What's the deal with it, though? Well, now she wouldn't have broke it because he's a dude, and he wouldn't have been cleaning the shrine, or wouldn't have dropped it, or whatever the case, due to his weight and muscle, or whatever the case. I don't know. But it was so funny, people calling that sexist. That is just funny. So it never gets broke at the shrine now. So it's either at the shrine or not at the shrine now. In the current world line now. 0.523307. All right. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers to keep track of everything. Once again, we finished a little fast, but that's okay. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more. My voice survived this time. So anyhow, that'll be it. And as always, take her cool.